What's up, family? My name is Jimmie Scott Jr. and in this video I'm going to answer the question, why is dating so complicated? Dating today, man, is very interesting because you have so many different things to watch out for now when you're dating. You have so many different assumptions that people make with one another, like men paying for dinner, women paying for dinner, splitting dinner costs 50-50. A lot of things are not traditional as they used to be. We're in such a modern time now that modern itself has now just become second nature for us to say with anything. Oh, I'm a modern man. I'm a modern woman. I'm a traditional man, or I'm a traditional woman. These specific type of characteristics have started to define us as it relates to past and present. Oh, if I'm a traditional man, I'm a man that lives in the past. I do things that were in the past, and that's not what we do anymore. If I'm a modern man, I do things that should be done today and things that are the way of life now, and not do the things that were done in the past as traditional men. And I think just that notion alone is what makes dating complicated. Just that notion alone that we have split those type of characteristics or definitions, I guess you could say, of a man, a modern man, a traditional man, a modern woman, traditional woman, high value woman, high value man. I've heard these type of terminologies, and I think that's what's messed up. I really feel for you guys out there that are in the dating world and that are currently dating right now, because it is tough. It's very tough to trust people. It's very tough to see the true intentions behind people, because people are not honest. People are not honest about their intentions, about their motives of wanting to date, and it makes it tough to see whether or not someone is trying to play games with you or whether or not someone is serious. And what I mean by honest is that people are not upfront with what they want to do. If someone wants to date now, especially men, which is very weird to me, but men nowadays, when they want to date, they don't know how to talk. They don't know how to talk to women. They don't know how to say what it is that they want. They're not very direct, and those are just not qualities or traits of men. Those are not qualities and traits of real men. Real men stand up for their characteristics. Real men, because with men, we're not afraid of what we want. Some men become afraid of saying what they want, but in essence, we know what we want. And if we want something, we will go after it. Men with purpose. If I want a job, I'm going to go after getting a job. But somehow, for some men, that's easier to do than it is to ask a woman out on the date. You get rejected from a job, but somehow that's easier to get than being rejected from a woman. I'm not understanding. If we use women same way, for example, there are a lot of women that think that there are certain things that need to be done and certain ways that those things need to be done in order for a man to date them. And I don't think that that's so either. I think that that's also convoluted, and there's a lot of misinformation and a lack of parenting or training with women. Men have to have a certain amount of money to approach you. Men should pay your bills, because I've heard these things on social media. Men should pay your bills if they want to take you out on a date to go eat food for dinner. Wow. Wow, that's really all I can say. A man should pay a bill for you, something that's your responsibility to do as an adult, to take you out to eat. Men should give you money to take you out to eat. Like, this is now the modern woman or the modern expectation of things that I hear. And I'm not saying this is all women. I'm not speaking for all women, and I'm not speaking for all men. But I'm telling you what makes dating complicated. Assumptions, different expectations, judgment, people judging others, men judging women and women judging men for their professions and what they do for a living, how much money they make, their current situation. There's way too much judging right there. I'm not saying be stupid, but I'm also saying don't judge. Don't judge others. Like, this is what makes it complicated. Dating itself should be clear. It should be concise. It should be honest. It should be genuine. It should be kind. It should be loving. It should be pure. That's dating. That's modern dating, right? There are certain cultures that don't even do that. There are certain cultures that still do arranged marriages where there is no dating. You marry whoever your mother and father picked out for you. And I'm sure we wouldn't like that over here in the West. But there are certain cultures that still do that. So dating itself, man, has way too many games. Way too many games. Because you don't know who to trust. You don't know who you can talk to. You don't know, like, again, people's motives and why, right? And it hurts because it puts you on the defensive and make you put a wall up towards people to not want to date. That's why a lot of people don't want to date. Money and success more so in the form of materialistic things, have taken the place of relationships. People now want to date jobs. They date jobs. Oh, I'll stay at this job for a little bit because it's paying me money. And then as soon as it doesn't pay me enough money, I'm going to go date this other job. People are dating jobs now for money. People date statuses. Oh, I'm not a doctor, or I'm not a lawyer, or I'm not this or that. So I'm going to kind of pursue these things, kind of date a little bit here, because I trust that, because it's going to give me money. These are the things that have filled the void of men and women and dating. Now, that still doesn't stop the desire for a lot of you out there. If you are a single person, I know you will still have a desire to date. But if you ever wondered why it's complicated, why it's so tough to do, then now you know why. But I don't want to just give you why dating is complicated. I want to help you. I really do. I want to help you. First, though, I do want to encourage you to think about your singleness in this manner. Because this is what I did. While you are single, in your singleness, if you are a Christian, you should be spending your time in your singleness developing your relationship with God and getting closer to God. Because when you are single, that is the time that God has you to where you have the freedom to do everything and allow God to use you in the biggest of ways. Because I'm telling you now, when you get married, your time is now with the person, with your spouse. And especially if you have kids, your time is then split with kids. And God understands that. God is not saying that you should ignore your family and, with that and spend time with Him. God knows you have family, and God knows you have you and Him time. But when you are single, you have all of the time to where God can use your gifts. God can use that time. You have more time to devote to the kingdom of God. You have more time. So I encourage you in your singleness to develop that relationship with Christ. Get closer to God first. Seek all of the things that God is trying to do with you in your life, and start working towards those. Develop goals, write your vision out, and start walking towards your vision. This is the time where the only person that you are responsible for is yourself in your singleness. And if you are doing the right things and making the right moves and decisions, then you could live a very prosperous life being single. You can travel. You can do a whole bunch of things when you are single. A whole bunch. And so I would say to use that time very, very wisely when you are single. And as far as dating goes, as a single person, I learned this, when I was single, coming from the verse, Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23, to guard your heart, because everything that you do flows from your heart. I use that verse to know that I need to watch out for me, myself, when I'm dating. I need to hold my standards high. I need to uphold the values that I stand by and not waver on who I am. A lot of times I see men, they waver and change themselves to be with someone. They change themselves, they change what they believe in, they change who they are in order to be with someone, to pursue someone, or to marry someone. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hold yourself high. Keep your standards high. Now, I'm not saying have unrealistic standards. Again, we shouldn't be looking too deeply into preferences to the point where we're missing, what God actually has for us in people. Like, it's okay to have preferences, but what's not okay is putting yourself and your preferences high above the standards that God has for people and in people. Meaning that if you find someone, man or woman, that has those fruits of the Spirit that the Bible talks about, you find a loving person that's loving, that's kind, that's respectful, that speaks, to people with genuine words and caring words, that has a caring spirit, right? Don't ignore those. Don't ignore those because the man or the woman is not 6'4" or 5'7", chocolate or Asian or Latino, white, whatever the color is of your preference, because they don't fit those bills, or because they don't make $50,000 a year, or because they work at McDonald's. Don't look at those things and put those things higher than the characteristics, the spiritual aspects that God has put in people. Because I'm telling you right now, you can find happiness and joy in someone who makes no money in their situation. Remember, I told you, don't judge. That's the thing that makes dating complicated, is judging. It's judging. Don't judge people for their situation. You don't know their situation. You don't know their heart. You're dating. You're learning to know these things. Don't put people off right off the bat. Maybe that's for you. Maybe that's a word that you really needed to hear, because maybe that's something that you do. You put people off right at the bat. As soon as you meet people, you judge them and you shut the door on these people. And these men could be right next to you, or these women could be knocking at your door right next to you and showing you who they are, good people, and you're like, nah, they're not my preference. They don't fit all of your preferences. Maybe they check off some boxes, but they don't check off all the boxes, right? Don't do that. Give people a shot. What else do you have to lose? You're single. You're single. And if you're a single person that is open to dating, then what else do you have to lose? I'm not talking about if you're single and you're not looking for anyone, period. and you're not dating. This is not the video for a single person that is not open to dating. This is a video about what makes dating complicated for people who are single and who are dating. And these are some things that we do that also make it complicated to date. Preferences, right? I told you expectations. We expect people to do certain things. You shouldn't date with expectations. You should date with your standards, but you shouldn't date with expectations of others. I don't have an expectation of anyone. The only time I would is if I am in a position of authority. Like, I have an expectation of my children because as their father, I am in charge of parenting them. So I do have expectations of them as they represent me and our family. Yes, if you are in a position of authority, you have expectations. But if you are dating, you are not in a position of authority, man or woman. So you shouldn't go into dating with expectations of this or that, or people doing this or people doing that for you, and all of these kind of things. If you go on a date with a man, you should not expect him to pay. That's the traditional way, right? Then you got this modern way of splitting 50-50 and all that kind of stuff. Notice I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm telling you what makes dating complicated today in 2022. Expectations. You shouldn't expect anyone to pay if you're a grown woman. You should go into dating with your own money. You should go to dinner with your own money. If you don't have money and you know you're not able to pay for yourself, then you should not go to dinner. You should make that up front. Hey, I am not in a position to go to dinner right now. Then the guy may offer, hey, I will pay for you. Simple as that. Clear communication. Same thing goes for a man. You should not date someone and invite them to go out with you to eat if you do not have money to pay for yourself. You should not. And now I'm about to give my opinion. You also should not invite someone to dinner or anywhere if you don't have enough money to pay for them too. I'm a traditional man, right? That's just my belief. Because if I am inviting you, then I should be able to take care of you. If I am the one inviting you, I am offering a time. I am basically offering you to spend your time with me. Therefore, I should compensate for your time. Now, I'm not saying you're paying, women to do X, Y, and Z, but I think about this with anyone. We should pay people for their time because you can't get that time back. Jobs pay you for your time of working at the job. Churches pay pastors for their time of preaching and ministering to people. You should pay for the time of being with others. Now, I'm not saying that's always got to be money. I'm just saying in this instance, we're talking about dating and going out to eat. As a man, if I am inviting you, I should pay for it. If I am inviting your kids to come with my kids and we're about to go to a theme park, I should be able to pay for it. I don't like doing that. If I don't like taking anyone anywhere that involves money where I'm not able to pay if I'm the one inviting. Now, if you volunteer to go, that's a different story. But if I'm inviting you, then I feel that I should be able to pay for that. So dating is complicated, man, but there is hope. There is hope. In your singleness, stay focused on Christ. When you date, limit your expectations of others. Do not lower your standards. Stand firm on who you are. Guard your heart. Guard yourself. Don't let yourself just flow with your emotions. Think about who these people are that you're talking to and be open. Don't be so closed. Be open. And at any point, if they don't turn out to be someone that you might want to pursue, if they're a woman, or someone that you want to communicate with if you are a woman, then at least you may have gained a friend. You may have gained a lifelong friend. You may have gained a business partner. You may have gained some form of value just from the communication. You never know. You never know. But people make dating complicated because they overthink. You're overthinking. Maybe that's you. Maybe you're overthinking dating. I appreciate you for tuning in. I really hope this video helped you in some form or fashion. If it did, leave me a comment down in the comment box and let me know what's your thoughts about dating. Is dating complicated for you? If you are a single person, what makes dating complicated for you? What are some things that you wish would change about the dating world? Let me know your thoughts. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can get more videos just like these. I pray nothing but blessings and peace over your life as you continue to walk with me on this Christian journey. I'll talk to you next time.